In the high-stakes world of business, where the glare of the spotlight often reveals more shadows than light, stands Lucas Martins, a visionary millionaire whose reputation for excellence is matched only by his commitment to authenticity. From humble beginnings, Lucas carved a path through the dense thicket of the corporate world with unwavering determination and a keen eye for innovation. Today, he presides over a sprawling empire of businesses, each reflecting his golden standard of quality and unparalleled customer service. Lucas's success story is one of grit and grace, a testament to the power of hard work and ethical business practices. However, behind the scenes, not all that glitters is gold. Recently, troubling reports about one of his flagship restaurants have reached his desk. Complaints of subpar service and customer dissatisfaction that tarnish the brand he's worked so tirelessly to polish. Resolved to protect his legacy, Lucas decides to take matters into his own hands. But rather than dispatching auditors or managers, he chooses a more personal approach. Disguised as a penniless man, he plans to infiltrate the restaurant as an ordinary customer. Unrecognized by his staff, he will walk the floors, observe the operations, and experience the service firsthand. This mission is not just about fact-finding. It's about connecting with the core of his business, understanding the challenges from the ground up, and ensuring that his values resonate through every interaction within his establishments. As the city buzzes around him, Lucas steps out, his new persona cloaked in simplicity. What he discovers will not only challenge his perceptions, but also ignite a series of events that will reshape the future of his restaurant. Join us as we follow Lucas Martins on this undercover journey, a quest not just for improvement, but for truth, integrity, and perhaps a renewed faith in the dream that started it all. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over the bustling city, Lucas Martins stands at his office window, his gaze fixed on the distant skyline. The weight of recent customer complaints hangs heavy on his mind, each report a blot on the reputation he has meticulously built. These aren't just minor grievances. They suggest a deeper malaise at one of his cherished restaurants, a place meant to embody the pinnacle of service and culinary excellence. Turning from the window, Lucas's expression hardens with resolve. "It's time I see things for myself," he mutters, his voice a mix of determination and concern. The idea of sending in managers or auditors crosses his mind, typical strategies that any CEO might employ. But for Lucas, this situation calls for a more hands-on approach. With a decisive stride, he reaches for a worn-out jacket hanging behind his door, a garment far removed from his usual bespoke suits. This jacket, nondescript and slightly frayed at the edges, is his chosen disguise. As he slips it on, the transformation begins, not just in attire, but in mindset. If I am to truly understand what's going wrong, I must become invisible, a ghost among the crowd, he thinks to himself. This isn't about inspection, it's about immersion. By becoming a poor man, unremarkable and unnoticed, Lucas plans to infiltrate the restaurant, blending in with the everyday customers to observe the raw, unvarnished truth of his business. The scene closes with Lucas looking into the mirror, adjusting the humble jacket. His reflection now shows not a powerful magnate, but an ordinary man, ready to face the reality of his own creation. What he discovers will test his beliefs, challenge his practices, and ultimately, redefine his commitment to his life's work. As the door to the restaurant swings open, Lucas steps inside, his disguise intact. The chime of the entry bell mixes with the clatter of dishes and the low murmur of conversations, creating a symphony of everyday dining. Yet, Lucas's trained eye catches the subtle signs of neglect almost immediately. A coat of dust on the windowsills, the scuff marks tracing the floor, and tables not quite aligned, a stark contrast to the excellence he demands. Moving deeper into the restaurant, Lucas takes a seat at a corner table, his presence barely noted by the busy staff. From this vantage point, he watches the scene unfold. The employees move in hurried motions, but it's not the efficient dance of a well-oiled machine. It's the chaotic scramble of a team stretched too thin. Then, amidst the disarray, He notices Clara. Her smile, though warm, barely masks her fatigue as she juggles multiple tables with the grace of a seasoned acrobat. Despite being clearly overwhelmed, she pauses to reassure a small child crying over spilled soup, her voice gentle and soothing. Her actions, a blend of genuine care and unwavering commitment, shine like a beacon in the muddled service environment. Lucas's initial intent to merely observe shifts as he watches Clara navigate the dining floor with resilience and dedication. The contrast between her demeanor and the overall management disarray deepens his concern, but also sparks a glimmer of hope. If the heart of his business could still beat this strong in Clara, perhaps all was not lost. As she approaches to take his order, Lucas prepares himself not just to taste the food, but to digest the reality of his failing standards through the lens of one of his hardest-working employees. Amid the clinking glasses and the bustling tables, Clara's presence weaves a story of quiet strength. Away from the chaos of her workplace, Clara's life is a testament to her resilience. As a single mother of twin boys, Hugo and Miguel, each day is a balancing act of love, duty, and sacrifice. In a modest apartment on the outskirts of the city, Clara's mornings begin before dawn. The day starts with the delicate juggling of preparing breakfast, dressing her sons for school, and setting out for a day that promises no respite. Her life took an unexpected turn 4 years ago when she found herself alone, the father of her children having left them to face the future on their own terms. Despite these challenges, Clara's resolve never wavers. She works tirelessly, not for want of a better job, but for the love of her sons and the dream of giving them a life filled with more opportunities than she had. At work, her dedication is palpable. She treats every customer with a kindness that goes beyond mere service. It's a reflection of her nature, caring and attentive. As the camera follows Clara through her day, the narrative delves deeper into her dreams. Dreams where her current struggles are but stepping stones to a better, more stable life. It's her unyielding spirit and warm heart that endear her to customers and colleagues alike, making her not just an employee, but the soul of the restaurant. With each table she serves, with every smile she offers despite her exhaustion, Clara builds not just a rapport, but a sanctuary of warmth and resilience, embodying the spirit of all those who strive against the odds, driven by love and the hope for a brighter tomorrow. As the days turn into weeks, Lucas's undercover visits become a regular fixture in the dimly lit corners of the restaurant. With each observation, his concern deepens. The initial signs of neglect he had noticed are only the surface issues. The roots run deeper, into the very management of the establishment. Lucas watches as the restaurant manager, a figure of authority who should inspire and lead, instead instills fear and demands unreasonable expectations. His harsh tone and sharp words fall frequently upon the staff, but it is Clara who bears the brunt of his severity. Despite her efforts to maintain poise and professionalism, the strain is evident. Lucas's heart clenches as he witnesses an exchange where the manager scolds Clara over a minor mistake, his words slicing through the air like a cold blade. These moments of injustice are not lost on Lucas. He sees Clara's quiet nods, the way her shoulders tense but never slump, her resilience facing each harsh word with a dignity that the manager lacks. It's in these interactions that Lucas's purpose shifts. What started as a mission to evaluate service quality evolves into a personal crusade to rectify the wrongs within his own walls. As he sits unnoticed, a plan begins to form in his mind. No longer can he simply observe and evaluate. Action must be taken. The well-being of his employees and the integrity of his business demand it. In his heart, Lucas knows that the journey to improvement is not just about better service, but about fostering respect and dignity within his team. With Clara as the unwitting catalyst, Lucas prepares to turn his observations into a blueprint for change. The tension in the restaurant reaches a boiling point on a particularly busy evening. Lucas, seated discreetly at his usual spot, witnesses a moment that catalyzes his resolve. The manager, more agitated than usual, publicly berates Clara over an inconsequential delay, his words echoing across the room, not just as a rebuke, but as a humiliation. Lucas's grip tightens around his cutlery. His jaw clenches as he watches Clara apologize profusely, trying to mask her embarrassment with a forced smile. It's a sight that stirs something deep within him, a raw, compelling urge to act. No longer can he remain the silent spectator, shielded by the anonymity of his disguise. Rising from his chair with a determination that surprises even himself, Lucas steps into the fray. The room falls into a hushed pause as all eyes turn toward the figure who until now had been just another face in the crowd. With a calm yet commanding presence, Lucas addresses the manager directly, his voice carrying a weight that silences the surrounding whispers. "Enough," he says, his tone resolute yet controlled. "This is not the way to treat anyone, least of all someone who devotes herself to this restaurant as Clara does. Your conduct is not only unprofessional, it is unacceptable and reflects poorly on everything we stand for." The manager, taken aback by the challenge, tries to dismiss Lucas with a scoff, but there's a shake in his confidence. Lucas's intervention not only marks a turning point for the restaurant, but signals a deeper, more personal commitment to transforming the culture of his business. This moment, fraught with tension, is the fulcrum on which the future of the establishment and the well-being of its employees now balances. In the cool, early morning hours, before the restaurant buzzes to life with the day's first customers, Lucas gathers the staff for an urgent meeting. The air is thick with anticipation and uncertainty as employees whisper amongst themselves, wondering about the purpose of this unusual gathering. Standing before his team, Lucas takes a deep breath, ready to shed his disguise and step forward as their leader. "I have something important to reveal today," he begins, his voice steady and clear. "Many of you know me as just another customer, but I am Lucas Martins, the owner of this restaurant chain." A collective gasp ripples through the room as the reality of his words sinks in. Eyes widen in shock and confusion, and the manager's face drains of color, realizing the implications. Lucas's gaze hardens as he turns towards him, his next words critical to setting a new course. "Effective immediately, I am relieving the manager of his duties due to his unacceptable behavior and treatment of our staff." The manager stands, sputtering objections, but Lucas raises his hand, stopping him mid-sentence. "This is non-negotiable. Our employees are the heart of this business, and they deserve respect and a healthy work environment. We will no longer tolerate bullying or disrespect under this roof." Turning back to the staff, Lucas's expression softens. "I apologize for any distress you have endured. Going forward, we will work together to build a positive and supportive atmosphere. Everyone's voice is important, and I am here to listen and ensure that we uphold the values that define us." As the dismissed manager exits, a palpable sense of relief and newfound respect fills the room. Lucas's bold actions not only restore harmony, but also ignite a hopeful spark among the team. For the first time in a long while, the staff feels seen, heard, and valued, marking a new chapter for everyone involved. As the room settles from the departure of the former manager, Lucas's attention turns to a new chapter of leadership. He steps forward, his eyes searching the crowd until they rest on Clara, whose loyalty and resilience have not gone unnoticed. The staff, still absorbing the changes, watch curiously as Lucas begins to speak. In the spirit of moving forward and building a positive environment, we need a leader who embodies the qualities we value most: dedication, compassion, and integrity. Clara, you have shown these traits consistently, despite facing significant challenges. The room falls silent, all eyes now on Clara, who looks up in surprise. Her hands tremble slightly, a mix of nervousness and anticipation washing over her. "Clara, will you step up as our new manager?" Lucas asks, his voice conveying not just an offer, but a recognition of her hard work and potential. Clara pauses, her eyes scanning the room filled with her peers, some nodding encouragingly. Taking a deep breath, she steps forward, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Yes, I will." Applause breaks out among the staff, a chorus of support and relief. Lucas smiles, pleased with the decision, confident in her ability to lead and inspire a new era at the restaurant. "Let's work together to make this place not just a restaurant, but a community where everyone is respected and where we all strive to be our best," Clara adds, her new role as manager beginning not just with her acceptance, but with a commitment to change and growth. As the meeting concludes, the staff disperses, energized by the promise of new beginnings. Clara, now at the helm, feels the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of opportunity. She knows the road ahead will be challenging, but for the first time, she truly believes in the possibility of transformation, not just for the restaurant, but for everyone involved. With newfound responsibility resting on her shoulders, Clara steps into her role as manager with a mix of determination and trepidation. The restaurant, once a place of chaos and discomfort under poor leadership, begins to transform under her guidance. Clara starts by addressing the staff morale, knowing well that a happy team leads to happy customers. She organizes team meetings where everyone is encouraged to voice their concerns and suggestions. "This is your place too," she reminds them, fostering a sense of ownership and community among the staff. Lucas, ever supportive, assists Clara in implementing training sessions designed to enhance service skills and customer interaction. He's often seen at the restaurant, not as a looming figure, but as a mentor and ally. Together, they introduce a new scheduling system that aims to balance workloads more fairly, reducing the stress and burnout that had plagued the staff. However, the transition is not without its challenges. Clara finds herself grappling with the financial aspects of managing the restaurant, a realm she had never before navigated. Budgeting, cost control, and resource allocation are new territories that require quick learning and adaptation. Furthermore, some veteran employees are resistant to change, skeptical of the new management and systems in place. Clara faces pushback from those who are set in their ways, finding it difficult to align everyone with the new vision. Despite these hurdles, Clara's resolve does not waver. She tackles each challenge with a proactive approach, often staying late to pore over financial reports or to plan staff training programs. Her dedication is palpable, inspiring even the most doubtful staff members to give their best. As the days turn into weeks, the restaurant's atmosphere shifts noticeably. The improvements in service quality and employee satisfaction begin to reflect in the glowing customer reviews and increased patronage. Clara, though tested by the demands of her role, grows more confident each day, proving that with the right support and a steadfast commitment, even the toughest challenges can be overcome. As the sun sets over the city, casting a warm glow through the newly polished windows of the restaurant, Clara stands at the entrance, surveying the bustling dining room with a proud, contented smile. The changes she has implemented over the past weeks have transformed the once troubled establishment into a beacon of warmth and efficiency. Under her leadership, the restaurant thrives, filled with the laughter of satisfied customers and the seamless dance of a well-coordinated team. Clara's approach, focusing on respect, teamwork, and community, has not only elevated the service but has also restored the staff's pride in their work. The once skeptical employees now embrace the new systems, their initial resistance replaced by enthusiasm and a shared commitment to excellence. Lucas, observing from the sidelines, sees the profound impact of empowering the right person to lead. Clara's growth from a dedicated waitress to a visionary manager has not only uplifted the restaurant, but has also sparked a chain reaction of positivity throughout the chain. As the evening progresses, Clara takes a moment to reflect on her journey. The challenges were many, the learning steep, but the rewards, evident in the eyes of her team and the feedback from customers, have far outweighed the struggles. With Lucas's continued mentorship and support, she looks forward to what the future holds, not just for her, but for the entire team. The voiceover concludes with a note of optimism. In this story of transformation, Clara's leadership proves that with compassion, courage, and collective effort, Any challenge can be turned into an opportunity. For Clara, this is just the beginning. Ahead lies not just a path of personal growth, but an opportunity to redefine what success looks like in the hospitality industry. The scene fades to a close with Clara laughing alongside her staff. The restaurant a vibrant hub of activity, a testament to the power of positive change and the endless possibilities that await when potential is nurtured and dreams are pursued with determination.